Ankur Warikoo, founder and CEO of Nearbuy.com, which is India's largest horizontal marketplace for services. I think I just have one thing which I've always believed by: risk and failure is a state of mind. It's not an absolute. We make it an absolute, and that's why we find it hard to deal with it. It's something that you tell yourself. It's a visual, virtual thing. You've created it, so you can destroy it as well. There is no barometer for risk. There is thus no barometer for failure as well. You can't say I'm a failure 9 on 10 and you're a failure 6 on 10. It doesn't mean anything. So the minute we start comparing ourselves with so-called barometers or measures, oh my God, this is here and this guy's here, this guy got press and this guy got this funding and this guy got this much office and this coolness, foosball table, free lunch, blah, blah, blah. You just are killing yourself mentally and emotionally and psychologically. That is never the right way to do it. You're an absolute. You have to treat yourself as an entity, which is an absolute and an individual. You have your own narrative, and everything that you do in life will always have a certain sense of risk and a certain sense of failure, but you've just got to be okay with it, because nothing that we all, at least collectively, can do will ever make us die, unless there are the people who jump off cliffs for a living, and if they're okay with that risk, then shutting down a company is the least of all worries. It's just the ego and the emotional turmoil that we are not prepared for. But whenever you're faced with this challenge, more often than not, it's not failure that you fear, it's what people think of you that you fear. And if you get out of that mindset, then it just becomes so natural for you to say, okay, no, this is what I did and I did my best. So I will differentiate between failure and losing. I have failed a lot, but I have never lost. Because for me, it's like, can I be number one in every race that I run? Of course not. But did I mentally lose it even before the race started or after the race had ended? 100% no. So there's a taboo in saying, oh my God, you couldn't even raise these funds. That doesn't mean I've lost. That just means I failed at that one task and I'll get it back. Life's too big. But there are numerous instances where, as you pointed out, I've made mistakes which I wish I hadn't. And almost all of them have always boiled down to people mistakes. I don't think there's any business mistake that anyone makes that is too fatal for them. It's almost always boiling down to a people mistake, which are namely 3. Living with people who I shouldn't have lived with for longer than I should have. So I've never regretted firing someone. I've only regretted firing them late or not fast enough. That's number 1. Living with people who should not have been there because there was a cultural misfit, because they didn't understand the value system, they didn't understand the tribe that we were building, they didn't understand the cult we were part of, and that has been the case. And third is having unreasonable expectations from people when you weren't transparent about the expectations in the first place. Each time I have failed to transparently communicate my expectation from you and instead expected something from you that you didn't even know you had to deliver, was each time that I ended up in a soup. And that's just poor management, that's just bad judgment, that's just poor leadership. And of course, I beat myself up each time that happens, but I also then thankfully remember it the next time there is a possibility of that happening. So at least to me, it's just almost always the people problems that I have done a shitty job of.